Hey kids, welcome to Sunday School Online and happy Easter to everybody. I'm so excited about being here with you today and sharing this wonderful story that we have. Now, last week we left with Palm Sunday, and we know that many people were praising Jesus and loving him so much as he approached Jerusalem. But remember, many people didn't. They didn't like him at all. They were scared of him mostly. But at the same time, maybe they didn't understand, or for whatever reason, they didn't like him. So much so that they wanted him to be put to death. So one morning on Friday, Jesus was hung on a cross. And between 12 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it became very dark outside. And many people were standing below the cross where Jesus hung, laughing at him and mocking him, while others were below him crying and very, very sad what was happening. And then, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jesus cried out, "My Father, why have you forsaken me?" And then he died. Now, that evening, Jesus was taken from the cross, and he was laid in a tomb. And they wanted to do it early enough because they knew on Saturday it was Sabbath. And on Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, Mary and the ladies went to the tomb to anoint Jesus. And when they arrived at the tomb, the giant stone that was in front of the tomb had been rolled away. And there was an angel sitting on that stone. He was very bright in color. And he looked at the ladies and he said, "Ladies, do not be afraid, for Jesus has risen from the dead." Just like he said it. And the ladies then became filled with joy. And the angel told them, "Now go to Galilee and tell the disciples that Jesus is on his way." Now, this story is very sad, but it's also very happy. Because remember, kids, as we follow Jesus' journey, just like in our own lives, Jesus teaches us that we need to follow him and do the things that Jesus says. Because there's going to be times in our life that we're filled with joy, happy times, that everything seems to be going wonderful and we love everything. And then there's going to be other times when we're very sad and things don't seem to be going our way. But that journey we follow with Jesus takes us from those hard times where things aren't promised, but we get through them through Jesus. So it takes us from those times until the time that we die. So during that journey, we'll have things happen to us. Like people did to Jesus. They hated him, they spit on him, they bullied him, and did all those things until they killed him. And just like Jesus, we will go through those times. But always remember, as long as we follow Jesus, we will follow him not only to the grave, but through the grave. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Okay, it's craft time with Miss Sharon.
Hi guys, how are you? It's Easter and today is Sunday and we're going to have our Sunday craft. And today we're going to make a stenciled cross. So there's a couple things that you're going to have to do this. Not a lot, but just a few things. We need a couple pieces of paper, one to color on and one to cut a cross out of. And then you're going to need either markers or crayons. You can use watercolors, colored pencils, whatever you have available at your house. And then you're also going to need a pencil and some scissors and a little bit of tape. All right, so to get started, you're going to take one piece of paper and you're going to draw a cross on here like I have done. You can see how I've done that. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just draw a shape of a cross. And then once you have it drawn, you're going to cut it out with your scissors like this. Not hard at all. After you get it cut out, you're going to take your other piece of paper and we're going to tape the shape of the cross on to the other piece of paper. There you go. So you take your cross, and then we're going to take some tape. You'll probably need just a couple pieces because you don't want it to stay on your paper permanently. You just want to be able to hold it down while you're doing your drawing. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece on each side too, but I'm not going to stick it on, like I said, real hard because I want to be able to pull it back up real easy off the paper. All right, so after we have all our tape on, we're going to turn it over and we're going to put it down on our paper like so. And we're just going to lightly kind of push it on there. All right, now the next thing you want to do is decide how you want to color it. You can, like I said, use paints, markers, crayons, however you want to do it. The only thing I recommend is if you are going to use watercolors and maybe even markers, depending on what kind you use, when you do this, make sure that you, especially with the paint, that you paint away from the edge. Just kind of hold the edge down and paint it away from the cross. That way it doesn't go underneath it. And the same thing when you're doing with your markers, and I'll kind of show you a little bit right here. So let's see, we're going to do color. We'll just say it's blue right now. I'm just going to do a little bit of blue all the way around the cross. Now you guys can make designs. You can do whatever you feel like doing. It doesn't have to be like I'm doing. You can make flowers all over it. You can do just straight lines all the way out. However you want to do it to make it look the way you want. So I'm just doing this really quickly to kind of give you the idea of what we're doing. After we have it all colored around the cross, you can do the whole paper however you want to do it. And you can use all different colors, whatever. Then you're going to take the cross up like this. Take all your tape off and you'll have the shape of your cross underneath it. And what you can do on the top part of it is write, "He is risen" on there. Now I dropped my paper, so excuse me. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're finished. Like this. Now I use 2 different pieces of paper, but you can just write yours across the top. But it'll look like this. Happy Easter, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and Captain Craig and I will see you next Sunday.